Chris Jericho comes out to Judas, big reception. The fan in the front row who has a sign, "Keep wrestling alive, get vaxxed."
Yeah. Good time.
Good words to share on national television. Everyone is celebrating, Jericho says this week, except for him. And the crowd got so sad when he said, "Except me." He failed. He lost to MJF for the third time, and I tapped out. It bothers me so much because I'm Chris Jericho. And he's got this earworm stating in his head, "Beat MJF, beat MJF." And there was a light chant that followed. He's going to keep attacking MJF until this is over, and he has a proposal. He invites MJF out, but he doesn't come. He suggests one more match at All Out on September the 5th. If I can't beat MJF, maybe I don't belong here in AEW. Maybe I'll just move to commentary full-time and never wrestle in AEW again. So MJF comes out with his custom shirt, his custom long-sleeved shirt. I don't know what it is, but a long-sleeve shirt, it just screams asshole a lot more than a normal t-shirt. And I thought it was a really nice touch.
It adds a touch of class, perhaps, to it. You know, a touch of, I think, elitist attached to it, I suppose.
Like if I see you out there, and it's the summer as well, and you're out there with a long sleeve shirt, I'm like, what? I don't like you off the get go. I'm not saying we can't be friends, but you're coming at me from a deficit, and you've got to work your way out of that to prove you're not an asshole. So that's what you're entering my world. That's my viewpoint.
It's a very interesting maybe observation because I didn't realize there was such discrimination against long sleeve shirts. What if I just don't like being bit by mosquitoes? You know, what if I just didn't
as I said, like I'm open to your explanation, but you've got to provide that for me because this is the level we're starting at. I'm not thinking about mosquitoes. I'm thinking, what an idiot.
Well, what if I cut my sleeves off? See, because then I'm a bigger douche, aren't I?
Well, then that is another option. Are you talking like just completely sleeveless?
Sleeveless, yeah. Like ripped sleeves or even a full-on tank top. What's worse? Sleeves?
Tank top you can get away with. Nothing wrong with a tank top.
Okay, fine then. What about ripped sleeves on a t-shirt? Cut sleeves on a t-shirt. Yeah,
that's interesting. I guess that's kind of middle ground. I don't encounter that too often, so that would have to be a in-the-moment reaction.
Okay. You know, I think what it is, okay, the guy who wears the long sleeves, you have something to hide. You're hiding something, okay? Why else would you cover up those arms? If you cut your sleeves off, I think you're probably just willing to bear too much. You know, you're probably the type that just like wants to, like you're on Instagram showing off everything, you know, like your whole entire life, updating people on things when people don't really want to know. You're probably taking shirtless photos, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah, that's a different level right there. I wouldn't associate with you to begin with. So, all that is to say that once they procure all their Ringer shirt orders, if they put this shirt out, this would sell very well in Chicago next weekend.
This particular shirt, you think so? You think people would wear this shirt in support of MJF?
Yes.
I think Jericho should come up with one when he finally beats him.
But MJF 3, Jera Blow 1?
Yeah, I don't know how much that celebrates Jericho.
Yeah.
I'm 3-1. Or I'm 1-3.
This was like a takeoff of like Jericho and Greenberg with his shirt. All the wins he claimed over Goldberg, and then Goldberg wouldn't work with the guy.
Yes.
So MJF says, "It's getting sad. I tapped out faster than someone listening to a Fozzy CD." And vowed, I like the fact that he specified a CD as well.
Right, because Fozzy Spotify playlist, that wouldn't sound as good.
He vowed never to wrestle Chris again, but ending his career would be legendary. Which I'm sure it was dawning on him. He's like, damn it, I should have made this the stipulation when I beat him. Instead of taking the guy's music away, I could have taken his career away from him. But we got a pay-per-view to sell. So he was thinking like a businessman. He says, I've wiped the floor with you 3 times, so he advises Jericho not to take this match. You shouldn't do it. But there we go. Another match for All Out, and we are going to get the retirement stipulation from Jericho, and this will be the latest test of seeing if an audience really does buy into a stipulation, because on its own, like, this should mean something. The question is, does this mean something to the audience? Will they buy that if Jericho were to lose, that this would really be his last match in AEW? And this is a company that's tried very hard to make their stipulations matter, and this is traditionally a big one.
Yeah, I'm skeptical that Jericho is retiring, and I feel like most of the audience watching will have those same doubts. But the art of this feud, the performance of this feud, will be to see how Jericho and MJF can convince us through their promos, and I would assume probably through their social media work, through interviews, that this can actually be Chris Jericho's retirement. And that actually makes me curious. More curious than the match itself is to see how these performers, through their talking, can convince us of, I think, a pretty unlikely outcome. I think they'll work hard to get there. I think we already see a good deal of logic being put into that possibility, with Jericho saying that he'll transition to becoming a full-time commentator on Rampage. It's not simply him saying, I'm going to retire if I lose, the day before your big match against John Cena on SummerSlam. Like, it's you could tell a bit more care and forethinking is being put into this. So hopefully those near falls are going to be pretty loud whenever they occur at All Out.
It would be a cool touch if, because we just did the 30th anniversary for Jericho, and he did the thing for his 25 years at Madison Square Garden, if he actually brought in a couple of people from his history that are just there in the front row, and and you don't make a huge deal out of it, but it's like they've gone to the extent where it's like you have several people that are there that are there for a reason. And it's just about creating doubt for the audience, because I think most believe Jericho wins at the end. So it's all about playing against that and trying to make even the biggest doubter believe that, oh my God, this could be Jericho's last match.
I feel like Lance Storm must be the most in-demand name in Dynamite.
I don't think Lance is going to the States right now. He, of course, would be a perfect candidate for that. But, I mean, Jericho's had a long career. You could find some people. It'd just be a nice touch, because they have done it before with these, celebratory moments for Jericho, that it's just the audience would just look at that, and I think it's just trying to create doubt. That's the whole thing here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.